It is the 1st of January 2020. And the fact that we're not even that far off that date in real life is it's pretty scary, isn't it? Can you believe it's going to be 2020 soon? Honestly. Unbelievable. Anyway, welcome back to the Newcastle FM save. We have a slight issue on our hands. If I go into finances and then FFP, you can see right now we are due to be failing the FFP regulations. If I go to summary, you can see the club is projected to fail the Premier League FFP player wage rise. I can't speak, apparently. Regulations. I suddenly turned into Jonathan Ross there. But yeah, if we go into our FFP, you can see we're projected to be spending 87.59 million on the wage expenditure here. So we're only just above it. It's the first time I've actually seen this. I haven't actually had this problem before in a Football Manager save. So we're going to look into this. I think it's pretty clear that we need to get some players out that are costing us a lot of money. But I think it's because of the wage increase that some players have in their contracts every year. Sometimes their contract will go up by 10% every year. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at. And of course, we're going to be looking to see if there's anyone we want to bring into the club and anyone we want to sell. So here's the squad at the moment, and we're going to go ahead and sort by wage. We're looking at Iheanacho being our highest earner, 100,000 per week. He was one of our first signings, if not our first signing, I think. And he's very expensive, considering we don't actually use him too often. He hasn't been used at all this season, really. Just a couple of games here and there. 9 goals in 33 appearances over a year and a half. It's not great, really, is it? Don't get me wrong, good player, but for 100k per week, maybe we can do something about it. But if we do look at his contract, he does not have the 10% wage rise. So that's what we need to find. We need to find those players that do. I think that's the main issue. Obviously, we can go ahead and just sell Iheanacho, save the 100k per week, and then even the 10% wage rise on some of the players won't hurt us because we will have money available to then spend on those players' contracts instead. So, I don't know. I'm going to look into it. Maybe Iheanacho is a player that we could sacrifice. We do have Joelinton in very good form. We brought in Dragus as well. He could do very good for us up top. We've even got players like, what's his name? Oh dear, my mind's gone. We signed another player that can play as a striker, but why can't I see him here? Unless I'm... There he is, Cornet. I'm pretty sure Cornet could do a job up top for us. Maybe not. I thought he was actually... I think the dark green colour is what? Accomplished. Yeah, I thought he'd be accomplished as a striker, but maybe not. So maybe Iheanacho is not the right choice. Maybe we should be looking at maybe Shelvey instead. What's his current contract like? Okay, so he's got a promotion rise and a wage drop, but no 10% or whatever the percentage might be yearly rise. I don't think there's going to be anyone else. Maybe Lascelles, but why would I want to sell him? I'm interested. I don't actually see any of these players that were already at the club with this 10% increase. So I guess I'm just going to sell one player and maybe bring in someone else that's on cheaper wages. I'm just looking around the market, specifically at under 21s again, because as you know, I've had a real problem with registering players. I've got too many players, and if they're under 21, they can be registered, so it doesn't matter. Ampadu has apparently requested to leave because he wants a new deal, and he is actually a very, very good player. Could be played at DM as well, and could do a good job there. We've also got Matteo Guendouzi. He is a big favourite of mine. And I feel like he could slot in very well into my plans because I use both box-to-box and DLP. So he can do both of those roles very well indeed. And he is loan listed. So maybe we bring him in and I sell a midfielder. I'm thinking maybe Shelvey. He's on very high wages and I don't use him. So it could work out. So maybe that's my new plan of action. We're going to try and sell Shelvey. We're going to bring in Guendouzi on loan. And I do feel like I am lacking a centre-back. When I do get an injury to a centre-back, I'm very light there. I've only got Clark and Cher as the backup 2 centre-backs to Ake and Lascelles. So bringing in someone like Ampadu could be a good bit of business, actually. Let's go ahead and kick off our first game of 2020. And it's Manchester United to make things interesting. Arsenal have already lost today. They've lost 2-0 to West Ham, so Yeah, that's not great for Arsenal considering how well they've been doing this season. So that leaves the door open for City and United to go further ahead, having played less games. Man City have played 3 games less than Arsenal, and they're 1 point ahead. It also means Liverpool can leapfrog them. So this should be an interesting weekend of football. Of course, I want to see, and I'm sure you guys want to see how we get on this season. But you remember the end of last season with Liverpool and Arsenal right at the end there? Are we going to have a crazy, dramatic final few weeks? I'm very excited to find out. Let's go ahead and play against United. You see this smile? We did it! We did it! We beat Manchester United. And it was an incredible game. Joelinton scoring there 25 minutes in. Great start to the game. We did pick up an injury, which wasn't great, but we will find out in a moment how bad that injury is. What a pass that was into Aqua. And a lovely finish. 2-0 up after half-time here. And then it kind of fell apart a little bit because Man United scored 2 goals in quick succession. Martial absolutely destroying my midfield and defence with 1 run. And then it happened again pretty much. Lingard this time back to Wan-Bissaka from that throw-in. And then, oh, what a finish that was from Martial. So that made it 2-2 and I thought, yeah, we're going to lose this game. We always lose to Manchester United. But no, the final 30 minutes of this game, we were doing very well. The final 20 minutes, I would say. Maria making it 3-2 there. I went on ultra defensive and I was still hoping that maybe we could hit them on the break because they were attacking us a lot. And then Chancellai, who was playing on that left side for the suspended Onyekuru, manages to poke one home. So that is an incredible result. I'm hoping Longstaff isn't injured for long. Let's go ahead and take a look here. It is... Oh, we got an injury to Masuaku for 1 to 3 days. And it's 3 to 6 weeks. It's now all the more important that we bring in a player like Guendouzi who can come in and play box-to-box midfield. Because, yeah, that injury's not great. Oh, no. I'm gutted. We have 2 loans. And I can't cancel... Because I'd keep Foden, but I would cancel Skov Olsen if I could. But I can't terminate the loan. No. That's frustrating. Because I'm not using him that much. The whole reason we got Skov Olsen was just in case Chancellor did not get his work permit. But as you know, he got it. So that leaves us a little bit... that's really frustrating. Maybe I try and buy Guendouzi instead. Maybe we can do it. Let's see who he's wanted by. He's wanted by Stoke, Schalke and Fiorentina on loan. I think I'm going to miss out on him. That's a real shame. I can't afford any more than 20, 25 million unless I do it on instalments. Let's give it a go. We're going to make an offer here. I'm going to throw in... I've got 16 available. So let's throw in... Let's do 12.5. That's just a nice kind of roundish number. Then we're going to go ahead and add an instalment after 12 months. I mean, technically, I'm not going to be here next season, so it's a little bit cheeky. But if I do over 2 years, just because that's kind of a realistic signing, and who knows, maybe I'll keep this save and we'll play it in the future. But, of course, PES and FIFA are coming out, and I won't be playing this for a couple of weeks at least. So I'm going to go ahead and put another 15 million in there. So that brings up the total... potential value of £27.5 million. That's a lot. That's probably a bit too much, actually, for a player that wants to leave. Should I try 10? Let's go 22.5. Okay. So they'll take the money, but they do want a profit of next sale and a buyback. So I'm going to exclude that. I'll give them the 30%, and that's fine. I think that's pretty decent. And now if I sell Shelvey... and as long as his wages aren't too crazy, we should be good to go. Oh dear. My scouts did say that he would be demanding quite a high fee, especially the agent fee as well. And they weren't wrong. That is a lot of money. And the wage is crazy. I think, if I remember correctly, Shelvey's on 70k, which is what Guendouzi's on at Arsenal roughly. So I thought maybe I could get him for around the same money, but nope. We're looking at well over 100k, so this deal is just not going to work for me. We're going to have to find someone else. It's way too expensive. Walk away. I'm actually going to keep Shelvey. I don't think I want to sell him now, so we're going to go to no status set. However, I have transfer listed Atsu, Cornet, and who else did I transfer list? I think that was it. Yeah, so maybe we can sell one of those guys between Atsu and Cornet. Cornet's actually wanted by Norwich. I don't know if we'll actually get a decent value out for him, but of course he was such a cheap signing, it doesn't matter. What is wrong with my mouth today? I actually can't speak, apparently. So we'll see how this goes. We will definitely need to bring in a midfielder, though. We've got an offer coming in here for Atsu, and it's a loan deal. And I didn't really think about it. We could just loan a player out. That could do us some good, actually. We're not using him. It covers the 30k per week, and this will include an option, future fee of 3.5 million, an optional future fee. So let's go ahead and accept this. I think that's actually a pretty decent deal. We're going to go ahead and just take it, and we don't have to pay anything. Good news is he might be gone. And 3.5 million isn't too bad. That's around his value, so I think that's a good deal. We have just picked up a couple of injuries. Luckily, they're 1 to 2 days. Oh, Skov Olsen's for 2 to 3 weeks. Ouch. That's not so good. But Chancellor will be back, hopefully, after the Arsenal game. I didn't see this before, but Manquillo apparently is running out of his contract. So, not great. We're going to go ahead and offer him a new one now because, well, that would be silly to let him go. So he's going as a backup here when I ask my guy to suggest an offer. That doesn't seem like an awful lot of money, does it? I'm going to round that up to 100k. I'm going to give him 450, the agent fee. And let's go ahead and give him 30k per week. I think that's probably going to be okay. No, he wants a bit more. Okay, fair enough. Let's drop that to 35. Drop these just a teeny bit like that. That should be fine. There we go. Let's see if he'll accept that. You do not want to be losing players for free. Well, this game was entirely second half performances. It really was. 4 goals in the second half, and unfortunately we've shared those 4 goals, and we will be going to a replay. They scored first, then we equalised with a penalty. We then made it 2-1 with 5 minutes left or so. And I thought that was it. But no, we decided to throw away the win here. Lacazette threw a goal in the final few moments of the game into Mesut Ozil, who scores easily. So we are going to a replay. We're going to have to play Arsenal again, but of course it will be at home. And hopefully we will go through there. They didn't play their strongest team, so I'm a little bit disappointed we couldn't actually beat them. It was a tough game though. So a couple of games ago, Onyekuru got a red card and he got the suspension, right? And they decided to extend it by 2 days. 2 games, not 2 days. 2 days would have been fine, but no, 2 more games. So I decided to appeal it, thinking, yeah, it should be all right. We should get him back. But no, they've upheld their decision. Onyekuru is going to be out for the next 2 games in the Premier League. That's a real shame. He's been in some good form. So, damn, I hate the FA. Offer coming in here for 33-year-old Elliot, who we're not using. He's on 25k per week, so we're going to go ahead and accept that deal as well. And it looks like... Oh, Joelinton, team of the week. But it looks like Manquillo is happy with the new contract, so that's good. Very pleased with that. Still no movement in the window in terms of signing players. I'm actually not too sure we have any real possibilities there. It feels like I'm doing a bit of an Arsenal here, but... the usual answer of, oh, we wait and see what happens, you know. But we will be hopefully loaning out Atsu within the next few days. Back into Premier League action now, and we had Aston Villa all the way down in 18th. So we really should be winning this game, and we've come away with a comfortable 2-0 victory away from home. Very pleased with this result. Joelinton scoring again there. Look at this for a run from Maria, by the way. Lovely pass into Joelinton, who's going to whip in a cross for Almiron. And that was the 2-0 win against Aston Villa. Very nice indeed. We're now going into the replay against Arsenal, and I'm going full strength. I reckon we can beat them. Well, guys, it's good news. We have fixed our issues with the FFP. We are now in line with the Premier League FFP regulations, and that is because we have managed to sell a couple of players. We have Daniel Barlaser here. I don't know who that is. I don't know where he was playing. I think he might have been in the under-18s. My assistant sold him, was nothing to do with me. It might have been the director of football, actually. But as you know, Rob Elliott to Hull City, that has been finalised. We also took 150k for a 24-year-old that was in my under-23s. He had like 1-star ability. He was terrible. He's gone to Stevenage for 150k. And Atsu has gone on loan to Getafe with that option to buy of 3.5 million. So that's 4 players gone in this window so far, and that saves enough money on the wage bill to then bring us in line with the FFP regulations. Now, I'm not saying the window's done, but I'm not currently looking to sell any more players. And to be fair, Unless something crazy happens, I'm not particularly looking for anyone either. I thought I needed a centre-back, but actually maybe I don't. And now that I'm keeping Shelby, even though Longstaff is injured, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm not able to loan in anyone within the domestic area. I won't be able to loan in any Premier League players, for example, because I've already got 2. So I'm kind of okay where I am at the moment. We're just going to see what happens. Well, another absolutely insane game. As you can see in the top left, we've beaten Arsenal in this replay 4-2 after extra time. And again, it was all in the second half. And we have picked up an injury. Aqua picked up an injury in the final moments of the game. So I'm a little bit worried about that. By the way, Arsenal played a really strong team. And I don't really know why. They made a couple of changes in the second half quite late on. One of them being this Bodu guy who was incredible. But they started a very, very strong team. So we've managed to beat one of their strongest lineups, honestly. And I'm so, so pleased because it was a little bit hairy at times, that's for sure. So going into extra time and we went on attacking, I really just thought I have nothing to lose. And Maria scores an absolute beauty there. And then with moments to go, we completed the victory. It was a real nice moment, this, scoring that 4th goal, knowing it is done. There's no way that we're losing it now. And Onyekuru finishing up the game. I mean, you can see the lineup they started with. Martinez in goal, fair enough, not great. But Bellerin, Mustafi, Felipe, Gaia, Xhaka, Aubameyang was playing centre mid. Okay then. Pavon, Nelson, Smith Rowe, Bodu. They had Weigl, Mkhitaryan and Maitland-Niles starting. Really weird substitutions in a way, but Aubameyang at centre mid, I'm okay then. But as you can see, players are absolutely exhausted after that. But Maria got man of the match, 9.2 rating, and we are through. Goodbye, Arsenal. It is very, very bad news, though. We absolutely need to bring in a midfielder now. Both Longstaff and Aqua are going to be out for a relatively long period of time, especially Aqua. Longstaff will be back in a couple of weeks, but 3 to 4 months, that's effectively the end of his season. Not quite, but almost. So it's really bad. We're going to go with a specialist here and try and try and heal this injury a bit quicker and make sure it doesn't come back. If I'm planning on, doing more seasons, I don't want him to be injury prone. So, yeah, broken foot. It's not looking good. We're going to have to look at other midfielders now for sure. I think I found the player I want. We have Berg here. Now, a lot of people like him. I know a lot of Football Manager and FIFA fans love this guy. He can play both defensive midfield and centre midfield. He plays DLP. He plays box-to-box. He's perfect for what I'm looking for. And the best thing is, guys, he has a release clause. 19.25 million. So if I go into my finances, it's close, but it can be done. But I will probably have to sell another player. It's just part of balancing out the books, I guess. So let's go ahead and bring in a little bit more money here so we can afford it. And let's go ahead and sign him up. So make an offer. We'll go in with his release clause, which was, what, 19. So if I just quickly go up to that, because otherwise he's going to be worth a lot more. 19.25 million. Make the offer. It's clubs outside of Belgium, I think it was. Let me just double check that. Contract info. Foreign clubs, so outside of Belgium. We're looking at quite an expensive signing here, and I absolutely do not want to get this wrong. I've made a lot of mistakes when it comes to negotiating deals. I'm still really bad at it, so I think because we absolutely need to make this happen, I'm going to try and do this. It's probably not going to be great for you guys to watch, put it that way, because the negotiations are going to be very simple. But this is what he wants. I'm going to try and get him for 70. I'm going to try and bring this down a little bit as well, and the agent fee, just to save a little bit of money. 4 years, key player, let's suggest it. And there you go, it's done. I just really did not want to go too low. 70k per week, so we absolutely need to sell another player now. As you know, I've got way too many wingers, and it's between Matt Ritchie and Cornet, and I'm keeping Matt Ritchie. I think Ritchie is the better player, even though he's 30. I'm going to sell Cornet. It's just the way it's going to have to be, isn't it? He's on 50k per week. He is a decent player, but he doesn't excel at anything if you look at his stats. It hasn't worked out, but we signed him for, what, 2 million? Something stupid like that. So it was an absolutely genius signing in terms of how much we paid for him, because now he's worth 7 million. We're going to make a nice profit off him, and he's going to make way for Berg. So we're going to go ahead and transfer list him. I've actually transfer listed him quite a few times, and I've just never gone through with it. So we're going to go ahead and confirm it. I'm actually going to offer him to clubs now, unless, actually, no, Norwich are interested, so they should come in with an offer. And here it is, straight away from Norwich. They are offering 4.9 million up front, and that would rise to 7.25 million with bonuses and what have you. They're looking to get this deal done right now. It's non-negotiable. I don't know, man. That doesn't seem very fair. I don't think that's great value, but should I just do it anyway? Because I need to do it. If I want to make Berg a possibility, we need to let go of someone. Feels bad, but I'm going to do it. We're still making money on it. Well, here it is, guys. It is done. Except, right, we've got a new midfielder along with Tonali. He is going to be next to Tonali probably for the rest of the season. I don't see how Longstaff gets back in with Berg there, for example. So we've spent pretty much our whole budget, but we're still waiting, of course, for Cornet to go. So I think that's it now. The transfer window is done for us, and we've got 11 days or so. I'm pretty happy with that. Well, we had Swansea next. Some good news and some bad news. Good news is we've won the game, and Berg made his debut right. Bad news, Berg picked up an injury in the 7th minute. I mean, you couldn't write this. We've just signed him, and he's injured, and I am praying it's not too bad. Luckily, we've won this game. I would have been even more salty. But look at that. Berg injured 7 minutes in, and then Yedlin got injured in the 66th minute as well. Honestly. And Masuaku picked up an injury. Oh, it's just never ending. 3 to 5 days for Masuaku, 10 to 13 days for Yedlin, and 6 days to 2 weeks for Berg. It is fantastic. Thank you so much for the injuries. Look at this. Midfielder, 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 midfielder. Well, technically, Skov-Olsen's a winger, but come on, man. This is ridiculous. So there I am, waiting for the good news that Cornet's gone. Still hasn't arrived. Still hasn't arrived. Oh! I go to check. He's rejected the contract. It's just fantastic. So now we are failing the FFP regulations again. As you know, I needed to sell Cornet. So, yeah, we're back to square one with him. We're going to have to try and find a different club. Back into the FA Cup now. We had Brentford in round 4 after beating Arsenal. Good news and bad news again. Good news, we've won the game. Bad news, injury. Maria injured after 14 minutes. If this is a bad one, again, I'm going to flip. I'm going to absolutely flip. It is 10 to 13 days. It could have been worse. It's just so frustrating. There are too many injuries in this game. If Football Manager 20 has the same issue, there has to be something they can do, because it's too much. There's too many injuries in this goddamn game. Who are we going to get in the next round? We got Doncaster. Fantastic. The FA Cup is looking good for us right now. There are still quite a few League 1, League 2, Championship sides in there. Of course, quite a few Premier League sides as well. But Doncaster, that is a fantastic draw for us. Here is a quick look at the table before we go into the game. Man City are absolutely killing it right now, 5 points ahead. But if Liverpool win, which they probably will, it's not going to be as big of a gap. So it's important that Liverpool do win this game. We're currently in 7th. We're 6 points behind Chelsea. We can make that 3 points if we win this game. But unfortunately, it's Liverpool, as I've already said. So it's looking very unlikely we're going to be finishing in the top 6 this season at this point. But you never know. Let's see if we can win this somehow. Well, it didn't start particularly well. We conceded in the first few moments of the game. And I thought, Christ, this is going to be double figures. We're going to lose 10-0. But no, it took us all the way into the 90th minute, and we conceded a lot of chances. Somehow we managed to stay in the game, and we equalised with Manquillo in the last moments of the game. And all I could say at that point was, oh my God, that is so lucky. We got a point somehow. I don't know how. Look at that team that we managed to get a draw with. Unbelievable result, and that was on the normal 4-2-3-1, not the high intensity one. I was no way going attacking in this game. I don't know how we got the point. It was definitely not fair on Liverpool. They deserve to win this game by a mile. It is deadline day, and it's good news. Cornet has gone to Middlesbrough. Well, is it good news? For 4.7 million, it's all they would pay. It's all I could get from them. His value was 6.5 at the time, but they would not pay more than 4.7. I tried to get 5. Nope. 4.9, no. So 4.7 million it is, but that does mean now, surely, if we go in here, finances, oh no, we're still not quite there. You're joking. Maybe it hasn't updated yet, but we are still failing FFP. God damn it. And that was the whole point of doing this kind of reshuffle. Turns out injuries killed us. But I think that's it, guys. That is the end of the window. Worst case, we'll release a couple of maybe young players that I'm not looking to keep. So, I don't know, man. I think that is it. Done. That is it. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. I thought selling him would do it. So, here's the squad for the rest of the season. Let's go into tactics. So, if I go to my 4-2-3-1... So, Longstaff's coming back. Aqua's still out. Maria's still out. But we did bring in Berg. He should be in the first team. He will be from now on. We've sold a couple of players. It's a much better looking team in terms of sheer numbers. We just didn't need so many players. A little bit concerned we didn't bring in a centre-back, but touch wood, we should be okay. Midfield-wise, we are stronger now with Berg. So, not the best window ever. We've still got the FFP regulation issue, but we will work on that. I need to stop recording. I've got to go out for a meeting, and I've been recording for 3 hours right now. That's just to do January. I have to play the games and then obviously show you the goals. Yeah, that's a long recording. My throat's dead. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like rating. We've got a couple of episodes to go, and then that, of course, will round up the series, and then it'll be PES time. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. Cheers for watching, and I will see you next time.